All right. Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to play with a little bit of yin and a little bit of yang. We're going to really slowly warm up our bodies with awareness and alignment, and then we'll kind of shake it all out with some movement. So I'm going to give you now. So start by sitting well. I was like, I'm going to give you a couple options here, but I'm kind of shifting gears here from where I was. So start by sitting well, and you know what that means for you. And you may want to sit on a blanket. You might want to take your blanket and just put it underneath your sit bones. Just raise the hips up a little bit, if you can see it there. And then feel the flesh of your glutes, right? Kind of move away from how you're sitting. Maybe move that flesh out. And then as you're sitting, especially if the legs are crossed, and if they're not, still I would do that if your legs are straight. Just move the flesh of your thighs out and away. It's like you're internally rotating by dragging the underneath out to the side and down, right? So all that does is give that pelvis a little bit more room to get grounded. And if your legs are more straight, I would still do the same thing. I would internally rotate, kind of move the flesh out as if you were drawing deep into the groin and then moving all the rest of that out, kind of out of the way. All right, and have your block handy, one or both, because we're going to use those in just a little bit. All right, with all that explanation, good. Let's start to sit well. So tap into your breath, start to feel the alignment of your spine. I always imagine, right, this beautiful golden or white rod, or just, but not a hard, like not a solid one, but just this energy mimicking the spine that goes all the way from the crown of the head, all the way down to the perineum, all the way down to the base of our torsos, as we start to find that center line in our bodies, right? The ears over the shoulders in line with the hips, the chin not raised nor tucked, and the back of the head drawing back just a little bit so that maybe the back of your skull and the back of your sacrum line up. And just get a sense of that. Where are you this morning on this lovely Wednesday morning, depending on where you are? And draw the breath in and exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go. Good. Start to feel that breath move through your body. Exhaling, letting it go. Few more right here. And as we sit and breathe, I just want you, anything that is on your mind, anything that might be creating some stress, just let that melt right into the ground beneath you. Just let it go. Imagine that Mother Earth is waiting there with arms widespread to handle whatever is challenging us today. Feel your jaw soften, feel the chest soften. And then interestingly, right, as we kind of let all of that kind of go down into the earth so that the earth can hold those challenges for us, maybe we open up from the crown of the head to the universe and allow wisdom to come in, right? So I kind of feel this little channel, this little circle of letting go, letting the earth handling it, opening up the space for us to maybe see more. It's right. We have to empty ourselves to make room for what is next. Just a little Zen wisdom there, maybe. And then as you're ready, and as long as it's okay for your neck, your chin drops down to your chest. Try not to round the upper back or the shoulders. Just let the neck and the head be heavy toward the floor. Maybe you feel that stretch all the way into your upper back, maybe mid back. And find your breath here. Shoulders stay at the side body. And then right ear to right shoulder. Remember, I'm mirroring here just in case. And then just a slight lift of your chin as you take it up and across, go over to your left. Slowly let it come down to chest and another circle here, but slow. Just feel what's happening. And one more circle right here. And then go the other way, just slow 3 circles. You may not bring the head back at all. You might not lift the chin. Just trust yourself here. How's it feel? Right, as I do this, especially when I go this direction, I feel lots of little crackles happening there, but nothing that is distressing. And chin to chest, take your head back up, take your shoulders up to your ears, your palms to your thighs, and just pause. Let it be really scrunchy here. So we're just giving those upper trapezius muscles a little bit of slack, those upper shoulder muscles, a little bit of slack, stretching it out. And then let it go. Good. And roll it out just a little, just shake it out. Good. Inhale, take it up. Right hand to the floor, left arm reaches over, big stretch here. Take that stretch over your right knee, circle it all the way around and up again. Let's do 3 here. First stretch, right? And then stretch here, lower back and circle one more time. Take it up and over and reach and circle. Keep that arm up to the ceiling. Take your right arm up as well. Pause and then take your left hand down. Reach the right arm over. Good. Check the head, check the neck. Are you holding your head funny? I see that so much when I'm in front of my students, right? They're doing kind of funky things with their heads. No stress in the head, the neck. All right, take it over your left knee, circle it around and over. Good. Circle and up. Last one, reach over your left knee, circle big time, take it up to the ceiling, take your other arm up, interlace those hands, press them up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, curl into center and lift and reach up. Exhale, curl. Good. One more, reach up. Exhale, curl it in, curl, curl, curl. And then take those arms up, release the hands, scrunch your fists, but reach those fists up to the ceiling. Yep, watch the shoulders here and then release your fingers, exhale those arms all the way down and shake it out. We're almost done here. I want both hands behind you. The fingertips are to the floor, the palms are face down. It's either palms or fingertips. And then draw the shoulders back. I know it might be hard to see with this black shirt, but draw the shoulders back, squeeze between the shoulder blades, keep the head in alignment, right? So no ducking that head forward, press it back against an imaginary wall. Find your breath. And then maybe release those hands from the floor and take them behind you and grab opposite side elbows. Draw the shoulders back again. Feel the chest lift. Just stretching out through the front chest, front body. Big deep breath. And release and let go. Good job, everyone. Straighten both legs. Good. Point, flex your feet. Just point, point, point. Good. Circle those ankles. I know I could like just barely see my feet. at the top of the screen or at the bottom of the screen. And then bend your right knee, step it over your left, engage that left leg, keep it nice and grounded, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, start to twist to your right. You're wrapping your left arm around your knee. You're taking your right hand behind. The head, neck are comfortable, right? So you can take that cervical spine, that neck, all the way over toward the right if you want, but make sure it doesn't feel strained, right? Maybe turn the head a little side to side and check out how much tension you might have there. Good. The belly is toned. As you inhale, I want you to lengthen your spine. As you exhale, you twist. Good. Big deep breath, everybody. And then release, come back to center, release that right leg, straighten it out, engage both legs, a little baby Dandasana staff pose here. And then bend your left leg, step it across the right, engage the right leg, lift up through your spine, inhale up. As you exhale, that right arm goes around the knee, the left arm goes behind, the hand goes behind, and you're just checking it out on this side. Right, especially with the seated twist, it's really tempting to pull, for example, this right shoulder way over to the left, but I actually resist that a little bit. So I'm holding on to the knee, but I'm resisting the shoulder back a little bit wider through the front chest. Good. Inhale, big deep breath. Exhale. And then release, take the arms up. Exhale those hands down, release that leg and shake it out. All right, so you're gonna want both of your blocks. We're gonna start with a little bit of long holds, a little bit of a yin practice. So start by just taking both legs wide to your level. What does that mean? I know at least one of you out there that can go super wide and come on down to the front. Some of you are going to be way more narrow. It depends on your hips, right? So find your spot and then move the flesh out from the sit bones. Take one hand to one thigh and roll that flesh in and under so that you make space in the pelvis. Here again on this side, just rolling it in and then finding that grounding. And then grab both blocks. And I want you to take one block up at the highest level. And I want you to take the second block and set it at its lowest level on top of it. Okay, you may not need this. You may already be so wide open here. But part of the yin-ish practice that we're doing today is going to be to allow you to move into these poses slowly, thoughtfully, and allow your body to stretch. Yin works with the connective tissue more so than the muscles. So we're going to give it some time. All right. So with that, I want you to, if you're comfortable and you can keep your spine relatively lined up, I just want you to take your elbows to that high block and breathe. And as you're breathing and as you start to move a little bit more intentionally internally, I want you to just get a sense of the sensations that you're feeling and where you are feeling them. Now, you might feel this on one side versus the other. Watch the knees here. If you're feeling a lot of sensation in the knees themselves, just bring your pose in a little bit. Find your breath. That's it. And then one, you're going to stay here, or two, you're just going to get rid of that top block and put your elbows on the lower one. And if you are very experienced here and have great range of motion here, you might want to experiment with what's happening in the rest of your body, right? How is your spine at the moment? I'm actually watching time on a second hand over here. You might feel like you could go deeper quicker, but I'm going to ask you to experiment a little bit here and see if you can pause that button that wants you to go deeper, faster. Just check in. Where are you feeling this? And is anything letting go? All right. So, one, you're here. Two, you're going to lower that block even more. If you want more sensation, as they call it in yin, maybe you reach the block forward a little bit and pause. So for me, right now, I feel a lot of sensation, especially in the left inner thigh and left inner knee. And so I'm really gauging for myself, is this appropriate sensation, or if it's too much, I'm just going to come out. Good. Find your breath. Good. Last one here. One, you're going to stay here. Two, it's too much. You're coming up. Three, you're going to lower that block one more time. Bring it forward. Possibly draw the chest forward. Just going to see what's happening in your body right now. Relax. Breathe. Feel. Good. And release. You're going to slowly take it up. Holy moly. Set your block aside for now. Slowly slide those legs in. Ooh, good. A little bit of Dandasana. So a little bit of engagement in the legs. Sit nice and tall. Good. And then bend both knees. Take the soles of the feet together. You have both of your blocks. If you need them or want them, they're going to go underneath your knees. How do you know? Those knees are up higher than the hips. Is a great time to either raise the hips, ideally, or support the knees. In yin, your pose is not so tight, right? The heels are moved away from groin a little bit. I do like a blanket for this one. And then again, if you're not using your blocks under your knees, maybe you're taking your blocks forward in front of those legs, and you're just going to sit your elbows on the legs. If you feel this in your low back, if you feel like you're excessively rounding your back, I'd rather see you here focused on those legs than leaning forward and straining the back if you're feeling it. So here we are, right? You can snuggle, you can smile, you can close your eyes and start to tap in a little bit. If this is painful for your knees, I would take the feet out even wider so there's less compression, or come on out of this pose and just do a single side. Good. Everybody breathe. All right, if this feels good, stay. If you want a little bit more, you're going to lower the blocks one level so you're on medium. I've moved mine forward just a little bit to create a little bit more sensation in the hip. Breathe. Check the rest of the spine. So if you know and do a regular yin practice, my yin practice is different. I know I was, when I did my yin training, they would drop the head and do all of that kind of stuff. I don't do that. So if you have been doing a yin practice and you know you like that, you can do that. For me, I like a more neutral spine no matter what we're doing. Good. Deep breath, everybody. And then finally, if you want more, you're going to lower those blocks one more time. Going to take the forearms down to your blocks. I'm actually leaning forward quite a bit. And I'm just going to check it out. Another neat option here is you could take one block to your feet and you can rest your forehead on that. Then your head, neck aren't hanging, they're supported. Breathe. And just get a sense of what you're feeling. Again, for me, yin practice is all about sensation and what I want to do with the sensation. Do I want to stay? Do I want to come out? Can I trust my body to give me the wisdom it needs to do no harm? Good, almost there. If you are leaned pretty far forward, I want you to take your hands to your blocks and push up off the blocks and pause. And then set the blocks aside, come up all the way, bring those legs together. Woo, straighten those legs, everybody. Good, just shake them out. Not a lot of work for the hips there. Set your blocks aside for now. Good, and then take just your left leg into Janu Sirsasana, right? So again, for the knee folks, right, you're gonna come out, out, out. If your knee is high up off the floor, you're gonna take one block underneath the knee. And then you're gonna take your right leg and slide it out to the side, okay? Similar to what we did right at the beginning, this is half butterfly. Blocks in front of you. I just like working with the blocks because they create stability. So you can just take your hands on your blocks, roll the shoulders back, get a sense. So in a full yin practice, if you've done any with me, you can do 5 poses in an entire class. Yin will have you stay anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes in one pose. It's pretty interesting. I find it interesting work. I don't know if I love it as much as the other work we do, but it is interesting. So we find our way. All right, 1, you're here. 2, your elbows are on your blocks, so you're coming in just a little bit lower. Breathe. Think about the pelvis. Think about drawing the pelvis forward. We're almost there. And then finally, last 30 seconds here, you're either going to flatten those blocks more, come forward more, or you're going to stay more upright. Can you close your eyes and really just tap in? Just say, what is happening with my body? What's happening with the sensation? Is it good sensation? Can I stay? And slowly come on up. Roll the shoulders back. I want you to slide that leg back in. Release your other leg. We're going to go to the other side. You're going to take your right leg in. I like to start in Janu Sirsasana. It just helps me square those hips a little bit and then slide the leg out. You've got your block or your blocks. Find that flesh, right? Find that those sit bones. Maybe take the hands down. Hang in there, my darlings. Notice how you feel. What's going through your mind? Yin practice can be a lot like a meditation practice, where you sit with what may be uncomfortable and observe instead of rush through it. All right, so 1, you're here. 2, you're going to go a little bit lower, maybe a little further out. Find your breath. Notice. We got 30 seconds here to either go deeper or to stay or to come out. Good. Press up into the block. Whew. And take that block out of the way. Slide the left leg back in, release your right leg, shake them both out. Ooh, yeah. And then just bend and straighten the legs. Just bend and straighten. Whew, right? Just shake those babies out. And set your blocks up at the front of your mat. You can move your blanket either out of the way or put it down for your knees. And let's come on to hands and knees, everybody. Table pose. And I want you to just shake out those hips. Just shake them out. Maybe some cat-cows, maybe a little bit of organic movement rolling around through the ribs. That's it. And then come to something more neutral. Take the right leg out, lift the right leg up, engage through the belly so that the low back stays nice and long. And all I want you to do is bring the knee in and reach it out. Any amount that you can, bring it in and out. So little moving cat and cow. As the leg lifts, you lift. As the knee comes in, you draw in. That's it. Couple more. Last one. And press that leg out. I want you to step over your left leg. Look back at your left foot. Look back over your right foot and stretch that side body. If you feel real comfortable here balance-wise, you can take your left hand to your hip. So your single leg, single arm. You can even take that arm up. Challenges the balance a little more. Good, release hands to the floor, lift that leg up, take the left arm out, right leg, left arm, balancing table. Find your breath. Whew. And then final one here, let's bring knee to elbow. A little bit of core work. Reach. That's it, keep it going. You can go slower. We got 5 left. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Woo. And release. Knee to the floor. Shake out that wrist if it got a little chatty there. We were on that one for a while. And then circle those ribs again. Little organic cat-cow, right? Explore your body. Good. And then come back to center. Good. Good, everybody. I know I keep saying good this morning. So come on back. By the way, remember, you can go to soft fists here as long as your wrists are strong and steady. If your wrists are bothering you with hands planted, take the left leg out. Curl the belly in, lift the leg, and then easy, easy. It's almost like a little swing here, a little moving cat-cow. That's it. 2 more. Last one, squeeze it in and then lift that leg out. Once the left leg is extended, belly tone, step over your right leg. Look back at that leg, find your stability. 1, you're here. 2, your right hand goes to your hip. Woo. 3, your right hand goes up to the ceiling. Breathe. And release. Hand comes down. The leg extends back behind you. The right arm goes out this time, balancing table. Big deep breath. Good, and when you're ready, we got 10 of these, elbows to knees. 1 and 2, 3, 4, you got it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Woo. Release, let go. Walk your hands forward. Press the hands isometrically away from you, and then press your whole upper body away from those hands, a little puppy stretch. Good. Come on up, everybody. Whew. And from this table pose, simply step forward with your right foot. Grab your blocks, take your blocks underneath your hands. Roll the shoulders back, a little tone to the belly here, and find a nice low lunge. Maybe press the top of your back foot into the floor. Just feel that nice stretch through the front of your whole left leg, right? That front psoas muscle, the upper thigh maybe. Hands come to knees, hands reach up. Find your breath. Left hand goes to right knee, right hand goes to sacrum. Open up to a little twist here. Big deep breath. Release the hands up. Take them back to your blocks and then straighten your front leg. Whew. That's it. Good. Bend your knee. Step that right leg back. Step the left leg forward. Easy-ish warm-ups here, right? So we start in a nice lunge. We're getting a stretch. We feel our bodies getting stronger and more flexible every day in every way. Breathe. And I don't talk about it that much, but I love the transition from hands on blocks to hands on knee. And notice, right, that you should be able to, even when we're using blocks, be able to just lift and then take your hands to your knees and then push away from that knee and take one arm up. Take the other arm up. Find that nice low lunge. Use your breath, press into the top of your back foot. Create some stability there. You got it. Your right hand comes to your block. Your left hand comes to your knee. I think I forgot what I did there for a second. And open up to a little twist. You got it. Good. Release from here. Both hands to your blocks. Straighten your front leg. Little hamstring stretch, everybody. Breathe. Bend your front knee. Release that leg back. Set your blocks back to the front of your mat. Plant your hands. Downward facing dog. Easy, easy. Pedal it out, everybody. Good. And then lower your knees just for a second because I want to give you an option here. We're going to do that same thing, more or less same thing, with our knee off the floor. So if you would rather be here and go back to knee coming in, knee going out, stay down on knees. That's perfectly fine with me, right? Otherwise, we're in downward facing dog. The shoulders are nice and wide, the belly is toned. Peel your right foot off and lift that leg. Press out of your wrists. Press into the tips of your fingers. Good, and then 5 times here, bring that knee to chest, curl in and lift up. Good, curl in and lift up. Curl it in, lift up. Last one, I think, curl it in. I lost count, lift up, and then step all the way through to a high lunge. Grab your blocks. Scissor the inner thighs, fire up your legs, press into the fullness of your front foot, and then press into your back leg. Hands come to knee. Remember that left knee can be down. Lift up away from your knee. One arm up. Second arm up. Woo, feel that nice sweet stretch. Use your breath here. Take your left hand to your right knee. Take your right hand to your sacrum. Find your twist. Just open it up. Breathe. Good, release that. Take the arms up. Exhale, hands to your blocks, straight in the front leg. I always say straight is relative. Trust your legs, trust your hamstrings. If you're still not quite warmed up enough, your knee is bent as much as you need to. Really reach out of that big toe line of your front leg. Really reach. Breathe. Hold here if you can. You can always lower your left knee. Try not to round over your front leg. Big deep breath. Good, bend your front knee. If you want to stay with hands on block, no, actually take the blocks out. I don't like that idea. Step back, downward facing dog. Excuse me, no blocks. Lower your knees is an option, or peel your left leg. Breathe. And here we go for 5. Curl it in. Reach it out. And 2. And breathe. 3. And up. 4. And up. Last one. Squeeze. And reach. And then look through your hand, step forward with your left leg. Now grab your blocks. Find your lunge. Knee up, knee down, your choice. Try to line up the center of your front hip bone, center of your knee, center of your foot. Press into the back leg. Let that be your powerhouse, right back there. When you're ready, hands to knee. Push off your knee. Lift up and find your breath. Whew. That's it. Take your right hand to your left knee, take your left hand to your sacrum, and find your twist. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Can you find your breath? Release, take the arms up. Exhale your hands to your blocks and straighten that front leg. So as we do this, right, the first thing I kind of look at for me is I look at that big toe line. I call it the line, to make sure the ankle's not dropped in, not out. It's a nice straight line. And then I draw into that inner groin, reach that left hip back. And then I work with the torso to find the line. That's it. Bend your front knee. Whew. Move your blocks out of the way. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor and come into just a little bit of a child's pose. Just a little baby one. Excuse me. All right, from child's pose, come on back, table pose. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog. And when you're ready, look through those hands, step forward right leg, step forward left leg. Grab your blocks, place your hands on your blocks, maybe all the way up to the highest setting. Press your hands into your blocks and come halfway up. Now, from that halfway up standpoint, I want you to tone your belly, press through those sit bones, walk the blocks forward until your arms are fully outstretched, and then let your head come down toward the arms. So it's kind of like a short down dog, right? But feel the torso getting long. Notice there's no rounding in your spine here, right? It is super long, super, super long. And breathe. You can have your knees bent more if this is really, really deep for you. I just want you to feel this expansion of the torso. That's it. And then walk your blocks back. Feel yourself come halfway again. Let the hands come back down to your mat. Bend your knees and step back, right leg. Good. Grab your blocks here and let them be up nice and high. Once you find that, straighten your front leg and drop the heel of your back foot. So I'm just slightly turned in, pyramid pose. This left hip wraps around. And I'm finding all this length in the spine. So again, the belly is toned, right? The front hip draws back, the big toe line gets long. So from my big toe all the way through the inner groin, it like almost gets deeper. It's a weird thing to kind of think about for me. And then walk your blocks forward to your level. If that's none at all, don't do it. Make sure you feel stable. Keep pressing into your back leg. Keep feeling the sit bones lifting. The blocks can be lowered. So what I'm trying to achieve here, what we are trying to achieve here is this long spine draping over the leg, as if you could bring the crown of your head to the front of your mat, not down to your knee. Bend your front leg. Woo. Walk the blocks back in so they feel steady, and then step forward with your right leg. Walk those blocks in front of you, come halfway. Big deep breath. And when you're ready, left leg steps back. Walk the blocks back a little bit again and find your line here. So big toe mound, inner ankle, inner line of that leg. Whew. Right? Yet the hip presses back. My back foot is dropped. The heel is dropped. My hands are on my blocks. Just want to think about this. Can I find some distance, some length in my spine? Breathe. Good. And when you feel like you've got the line that makes sense for your body, your ankle's not dropped in, not dropped out, maybe you walk those blocks forward again. And you can go up high. You know, a lot of times it's nice to start with the blocks way up high so that the upper body isn't having to work quite so much. Maybe you lower them. Can you breathe? Keep the shoulders wide, keep the legs active. Big deep breath. Good. Walk your blocks back. Woo. Bend your front knee and step forward. Woo. Bend both knees, hands to knees, and come on up to standing. Woo. Wow. Can't believe that's the first time we've come all the way up to a standing pose. Woo. Shake out the shoulders and just give me a couple little arm circles, one on one side, a couple on the other side. Shake them out. And then grab one block, place it between your thighs and squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Feel your butt squeeze, right? Feel your gluteal muscle squeeze, feel the hip squeeze, feel the leg squeeze. Use your breath. Good. And then let go. Right. Sometimes, especially when we're doing what I call split leg poses, or we're doing especially hamstring intensive stuff, I like to just reset my legs. It just feels good. So feet parallel to each other. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down to a squat. Check the knees. They're not dropped in. They're not splayed out, right? Sit back in your chair pose, belly tones, tailbone lengthens. Take the arms up. So we just did a whole bunch of stretching of those hamstrings. Now I'm just giving some engagement to them. I'm just making them work a little bit. Big deep breath. That's it. And then stand all the way up. Exhale, release, roll out your shoulders, and come on back to the front of your mat. All right. Inhale, everybody, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Step your right foot back. Woo. Find your breath. Notice your pose. Step back, downward facing dog, and breathe. Take the right leg, lift it up, optional here. Use your breath, press out of your wrist, but squeeze the imaginary beach ball between the elbows. Tone your belly. Look through your hands, step forward, right leg. Grab your blocks. You're in a lunge. We've been here before, hands to knee. Lift up. Inhale up. Use your pose. Exhale, hands back down to the floor, straighten your front leg. Here we are, right? Variation, pyramid pose. You can drop that back heel if you would like. Torso gets long, move the ribs. Use your breath. Bend your front leg. Walk your blocks forward. Push off your back leg, stand on one leg. You got it. Very carefully, I want you to bend that front knee, step back, walk back, step back, downward facing dog, move those blocks out of the way. Find your pose. Shake it out. When you're ready, left foot forward. I know. I go from yin to flow, right? What's happening? Grab your blocks. Hang in there. Whew. Find your lunge. Hands to knee. Lift up. Woo, roll your shoulders, engage your back leg. Inhale up. Breathe. Exhale, hands come to the floor or to your blocks. Walk those blocks. Actually, keep them where they were. Straighten your front leg. Breathe. Feel your long torso, everybody. Even if that front knee is bent, try not to round, right? Now bend your front knee, walk your blocks forward, find your stability, push up and lift up. And breathe. That's it. Lower your leg so you're stepped right next to your other foot. Bend both knees, hands to knees, and come on up. And shake it out. Roll it out. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Okay. Oh. Feet are parallel, hips width apart. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, chair pose. Reach the arms out. Find your pose. That's it. Breathe. Hands to heart. Heel step your feet together. Take your left elbow to your right knee. Come into a nice little twist here. Easy, easy. If that's too deep, go hand to knee instead of elbow. Take it center and go the other way. Are you smiling yet? Have you forgotten to smile? Take it center. Inhale it up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Shake it out. Good. Breathe it out. All right. So we did those long holds in the beginning. Now we're building all of this energy in the body, getting everything warmed up. We're going to take it into just a little trickier pose. Nothing you can't handle because we've done all the work already. So you're going to want both of your blocks to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down to the floor. Step back, right leg. Right leg steps back. So you're in your lunge like you would normally be in a lunge. Take your hands to your blocks and then drop your back foot just slightly to the heel to the inside. Pyramid pose, right? So we're drawing that front hip back, everything we've already done. Lengthen through the front foot. Your hands are on your blocks are up high. Find your length. If this is where you want to stay, please stay, okay? Because this is awesome. This is an awesome pose. And there's all kinds of things you can do here to play. I like to wiggle my hip here, feel all the attachments to the hamstrings, all that fun stuff. Otherwise, you're going to take your right hand block and you're going to walk it forward and to the center just a little bit. So your torso just got really long on that side. Squeeze the inner thighs, plant your back foot, reach your left hand all the way up, and come to a variation of reverse triangle or revolved triangle. Breathe. Squeeze the inner thighs toward each other. That helps me tremendously. I don't know about you. With the arm forward, you're getting more room to twist. You can take that top hand and bring it to your sacrum, open it up, and at the same time, draw the sacrum down so that low back gets super long. That's it. Release. Reach the arm forward. Take it back to your block. Walk your right one in as well. And then push off your back leg to step forward. Pause here. Maybe a little forward fold. Good. When you're ready, let's go to the other side. Left foot steps back. Find the pose. Find the pose. It was a really neat quote, by the way, while you're finding your pose. I'll see if I can remember it properly. They were talking about yoga and yoga poses, and the teacher said, it is not what you do, it is how you do it. And I really love that because I could say do pyramid pose and you're in pyramid pose, but how did you get there? And where is your awareness? And how are you treating your body in the process? So the how became really important, not the what, right? Not the what we're doing, but how is it that we're doing it? Are we doing it with mindfulness and awareness and love, right? All right, here we go. Left hand reaches forward, slightly centered. Realize mine's going to be off mat. You want it to be steady, even though we're working up high here. So that torso, that side of that body got really long. When and if you're ready, you're going to release the right hand and lift up into twist. Squeeze the inner thighs. Try to keep that big toe mound planted. Find your breath. You got it. Take that hand to sacrum if you would like. Just opens up chest a little bit more. Squeezing through the low abs. Head is neutral. Good. When you're ready, take it up. Release that hand to your block. Bring the other block back. Bend your front knee. Step forward. Hands can come to the floor. Forward fold. And then just set the blocks aside and step back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor. And come into child's pose for a moment. Press up. And from child's pose, come on to your backs. All the way down. Have one block near you for later. And just pause for a second, right? We just did a bunch of work for our bodies. So I want you to just get a sense of how you feel. Shake out your hips, right? And then with your feet on the floor, I want you to pull your heels back isometrically. Don't do anything else. Just pull them back isometrically. One, you're going to realize how hard that is to do. Two, you're going to feel your hamstrings engage. We just stretched the heck out of our hamstrings. And I want to juice up those muscles that we just stretched. So we're pulling back on them, pulling back, keep pulling back. And then just release. Good. One more time. I want you to pull back the heels of your feet isometrically. Breathe, right? You might notice it'll arch your back a little bit. Try not to overarch. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Hands down to the floor. With that pull back of the heels, tuck the belly a little bit. Lift the hips just an inch off the floor, inch or two. And breathe. Keep pulling on the hamstrings or pulling the heels back. You really want some engagement here. If you cramp, then of course, let go, shake it out, and then come on back in. And then just rock a little, like pull back and release, pull back, release. Yep. And then pull back, pause, lift the hips a little bit more, moving into a version of bridge pose. Press into your feet and breathe. Feeling good, I want you to lift a little bit higher, maybe walk the shoulders underneath, pull the heels back toward your glutes and breathe. Feel the outer hips engage, feel the glutes engage. Right? We're not over squeezing. I'm not purposefully squeezing, but by pulling the hamstrings back, we're activating a ton more muscles. And then slowly, slowly, whoo, all the way to the floor. Whoo, yeah. Maybe rock those knees a little side to side. Good. And then come back to center. Tone the belly. Pull the heels back, press into your arms, lift your hips. Here we are again. I want you to really plant your feet here, and I'm going to give you a couple of options. One, you're going to just stay here. Two, you can interlace the hands behind you. If you would like, a little bit deeper bridge pose, watch the head, the neck. If you're going to do what I'm going to do next, release your hands and press them back into your mat. Shift into your left foot and push that foot strong into the floor. If you're still good, I want you to release your right foot, put your heel on your left knee and lift one side. Yep. Breathe. This is where smiling is especially important. All right. Release the foot, control, control. Push up with both. One, you're here. Two, you're going to nail that right foot to the floor. You're going to drag that heel back. You're going to release your left. Push into your right foot. Hold your pose. Yep, keep going, keep going. And release. Lift up and lower down. Maybe windshield wiper those legs. And then grab one block. Your choice here, most of us are going to be on the lowest level. You're going to take that low level block under your sacrum. Okay. Some of you are going to choose to go to second level. I would be mindful here, right? If it doesn't feel good, I want you to come back down to first level, which is much more stable. And just pause for a second here. So this is a supported bridge pose. We're going to do more with this in a moment, but I just want you to get a sense of your body here. No work required. You don't have to dig in your heels or pull them back. Both of the SI joints are stable here, whether you're on low or second height. So I want you to feel that, just get a little bit of sense of that stability. Make sure your block is nowhere near your low back. Blah. Say that a few times. It's nice and solid on the sacrum. All right, so 1, you're going to be here. 2, I want you to take your right knee toward your chest. You don't have to hold it. If you're up on second level, you might want to just have the hands around the block to stabilize. And then you're going to straighten your left leg down to the floor. Yep. So big stretch for the front left leg. If you're down on the low level of your block, it's probably a little milder stretch. It might be just barely noticeable. It's still working. You can tone the low belly in and you will feel that tighten a little bit more. You'll feel the stretch a little bit more. Just breathe though. Upper body fully comfortable, fully relaxed. Good. One more nice deep breath here. And slowly bend your left foot. Let that foot come to the floor. Lower your right. Switch sides. The left leg goes in, the right leg straightens. If you're feeling any sensation in your low back, I would definitely not be on second level. Maybe you notice one side tighter than the other. Just breathe, everyone. Good, one more good breath here. Bend your right knee, let that foot come to the floor. Let your left foot come back to the floor. If you're up on high level or middle level on your block, I want you to lower to the lowest level, pause. And then everybody, I want you to press into both feet, slide the block out, hold the pose. Don't lift, but just hold. And then squeeze everything to center as if you were squeezing a block between your thighs. And then draw the heels back. So now everything is active. Inner thighs, outer thighs, hamstrings, quads, hips, glutes. Squeeze, squeeze. And then let go one vertebra at a time, all the way back down to the floor. Snuggle all the way down until that low back and sacrum are on the floor. Pause here. Take your left ankle to your right knee. Draw the knees toward chest, little figure 4 here. Breathe. From here, I want you to take those legs over to the right. You're going to land on that left foot. Final twist. Your right foot is just resting on the floor. Your left foot is standing on the floor. Push off the legs, come back to center. Let your right foot come back to the floor. Release your left. Go to the other side, your right ankle to your left knee. Bring those knees toward chest. Figure 4. And then allow the right foot to come toward the floor, coming into a twist on this side. And just breathe. And smile. And know that Shavasana is awaiting. And then push off the legs, come back to center. Release those legs, both knees to chest. Both legs up to the ceiling. Lower one leg to one corner of your mat. Lower the other leg to the other corner of your mat. And let's find Shavasana. And as you move into your Shavasana, notice the lack of tension in your legs and in your hips and in your glutes. Notice your belly soft, your chest wide open to receive. Your spine in alignment and yet everything effortless. And as you draw deeper into your Shavasana, allow whatever concerns are starting to trickle in to melt down into the floor. Allow whatever wisdom there is to know to come down from the universe. Feel yourself at one. See if you can soften even more. For those of you ready, start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Slowly draw your knees to your chest and give yourself a big hug. Like a meaningful, real big hug, like you just love yourself so much that you are giving yourself a big hug. Take that in and carry that with you today. And then allow your knees to roll to one side or the other. Curl into fetal pose. And then press all the way up, coming to your seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart, bow to your own inner beauty and grace. Bow to the gifts that you give out into the world, whether it is a helping hand or music or yoga, whatever it is for you, or art. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.